Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and I finally rewatched Children of Men. This was directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who before this directed Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and after this would direct Gravity and Roma. And it starred Clive Owen, Julianne Moore, Charlie Hunnam, Michael Caine, and Claire Hope Ashitey. I apologize if I butchered that. This is based on the book written of the same name, and it tells the story of a world that has pretty much come undone. It is the year 2027, and the biggest problem going right now is that the world is going through an infertility crisis. Basically, birth rates have plummeted to pretty much nothing, and there's not any hope of that being fixed anytime soon. Theo, played by Clive Owen, basically is trying to live day by day. He's got a job that he's not exactly keen on. He's got an ex-wife, played by Julianne Moore. Really, the only thing he's got going for him is that sometimes he hangs out with his uncle, father, let's just call him his friend, played by Michael Caine, who is a pot farmer. I didn't know I needed Michael Caine as a pot farmer in a movie, but here we go. But Theo gets roped into a situation by his aforementioned ex-wife, and he later learns that it all revolves around a woman named Kay, the last pregnant woman on Earth. In the title of this video, I put rewatched in brackets, or parentheses, because I wasn't sure if I had seen this movie before, and so I thought that if I had, it had been a very long time, so I guess the parentheses are a bit of a cop-out, I suppose. But I did rewatch this because I have been itching to for quite some time, and even though this isn't exactly the nicest movie to watch considering certain world events, I wanted to watch it again anyway, and I'm so glad I did because this movie is just awesome. Firstly, I gotta give a rose to Emmanuel Lubezki behind the camera and Alfonso Cuarón's excellent direction. This movie features several long one-take sequences, kind of similar to something like 1917. Now, for some, this might be a bit gimmicky, but for me, I thought it worked. I thought it added to just the squalor that everyone is living in. One of the best scenes in the movie is actually the first one. It involves a bombing of a coffee shop, and it starts out with this story of the youngest person dying, Clive Owen getting his coffee, walking outside, seeing just London is pretty much just trashed. He stops, he takes the lid off, puts some whiskey in his coffee, because, I mean, I don't drink, but yeah, I'd probably want to as well. And then as he's putting the lid back on, bang! It's a ticking time bomb, figuratively and literally, and it's executed very well. And Emmanuel Lubezki, his skills, he's got skills all day. He just adds to just everything that is going on here. It's just, and even in smaller scenes, like, for example, when Theo goes to see his very rich friend, you kind of see the rich are getting richer, and the poor are just, like poor, with no hope of getting out. The disparity is highlighted with just brilliant visual storytelling. Clive Owen is pretty good in the movie, and Clive Owen was one of those actors that I thought that Hollywood was going to try and do more with or set him up to be the next big thing, but that really never happened. He would end up getting work. He was actually most recently in American Crime Story, where he was President Clinton. You know, for actors I would think to be playing Bill Clinton, Clive Owen would be low on the list. I haven't seen the series, so I can't really say, but it just seems weird, that's all I'm saying. But Owen is really good in the movie, and he actually adds a bit of levity in certain scenes. His character is basically, if we were living in this type of situation, we all would be him. We wouldn't be like, alright, let's see how we can fix this. We would just be like, I just want to get through my day without stirring up anything. Is that too much to ask? It's exactly like that. Even when he's kidnapped, this is a bit of a throwaway scene, but I just popped for it huge. This scene where he's been kidnapped by Julianne Moore's friends, and he's being taken back to the last place everyone saw him, and they're giving him the speech of, if you tell this to anyone, we'll go to the cops, or we'll kill you, or something like that. And during this pretty brutal moment where he's being kidnapped and he's sitting there and he doesn't know where he is, he just kind of turns to him with his bag over his head and is like, your breath stinks. And Charlie Hunnam, the main goon, is like, what? And then Clive Owen's like, your breath, it really stinks. If I were Clive Owen, I would be crapping myself. This dude is commenting on Jax from Sons of Anarchy's breath. Like, the subtle badassery just made me just pop. Julianne Moore, and I don't know if this is a spoiler, but her limited scenes are really good. I mean, she's Julianne Moore, so of course she's going to be great. I will not be butchering her name again, so I'll just put her name in the lower third, but the woman who plays Kay was really good as well. She's another one that when I was looking her up on IMDb, I was thinking, oh, she's gotta be acting now, right? And honestly, no. She hasn't really done all that much, which is a shame, because I actually quite liked her. I thought she fit her role very well. Michael Caine is Michael Caine, and we all love him for it. And Charlie Hunnam, before he would be in Jackson Sons of Anarchy and in the Pacific Rim movies and Gentlemen, like, seeing him as just the main henchman, a white guy with dreadlocks, I mean, do I really have to say any more just to tell you that he's the villain? He is a very white man with dreadlocks. Like, I will say no more. I suppose if I had to have a problem with the movie, and it's not necessarily a problem, it's just things that I notice in movies sometimes. But there was a couple of moments that just kind of took me out of the movie, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. For example, there's a moment when Theo is seeing this very rich man in his very penthouse-y apartment. See, there's pieces of art and everything. And then there's a scene where the camera cuts to this factory outside. Now, it seems pretty pedestrian, but over the factory is a blimp that is in the shape of a pig. Now, I know some of you are side-eyeing me like, Ryan, why was that weird to you? Well, any Pink Floyd fans will recognize a factory with a flying pig as being the album cover for their album Animals. I love that album, so when I saw that connection, I was like, oh yeah, Alfonso Cuarón must be a Pink Floyd fan. Again, it's not a problem, it's just certain things that I just notice in movies sometimes. It just took me out of it. But outside of that, this is like perfect hard sci-fi for me. This is bleak and dreary, so be prepared. This is not exactly all sunshine and rainbows. But if you're looking for a more near-the-knuckle sci-fi, I can't recommend Children of Men more than enough. Have you seen Children of Men, or haven't seen it in a while? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say about it. I will also be having up a review for The Tragedy of Macbeth, which is streaming on Apple TV+, and episode 3 of the Life in the Movies podcast will be dropping on Wednesday. I can't wait for you all to see that. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.